Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot. To those of you that are new, welcome as well. I'm doing a reading on the new moon in Cancer on the 14th. This will arrive slightly during the dark of the moon, which precedes every new moon by 3 days, a period in which we give gratitude for the cycle that has recently passed, where the new moon was in Gemini, and we recognize that we are always at a place of choice, that we always have agency over the direction and the pursuit of goals in our lives. So this is empowering energy that is really speaking, I think, to the way that you are retooling your own approach to the things that you once didn't dare to imagine were possible for you. So from an oracle whose name I've forgotten, it might be called Animal Spirit. I don't remember. I should look it up. And I will. I will put a link to this beautiful oracle. It's a very small oracle deck. But this title is Protection of Sacred Spaces. And without reading the card, this is immediately describing a process I just spoke about. There's a way in which you are increasingly honoring not only the sacred space within you that has been serving as the springboard and the very core of your healing practice and journey, but there is also a way in which you recognize that your ancestors, spirit team, a location of your indigeneity, that means wherever you're from, those places are sacred places. They're not just sacred to you. This can include experiences from the past life or from other spaces and places that you've experienced over a long period of time, other timelines. So there's a sense that these places that you have learned to carve out for your own growth are places that must increasingly be honored, held as safe spaces for not only you, but for other people, other journeys that come before you and independent of you. That these spaces hold power that we as a culture that is looking for or creating new alternatives are supported by. And from the Crystal Spirit Oracle, I pulled the Lemurian Quartz, and I will read quite a bit of the guidance for this particular crystal, number 31, or the number 4, which is reduced to, is the Emperor, and that may have some particular resonance for you. But I'm going to read both the relationship and the prosperity message. First, it's important to know that the key words for the Lemurian Quartz are vision, big picture thinking, unlocking the secrets of infinite possibility. And this feels target on with what I believe many of you are experiencing right now. The emergence of possibilities that you could never have imagined in your life. Relationship message. Every relationship has its ups and downs, but the Lemurian spirit is now calling you to step back and see the big picture of what you are experiencing. Is this what you envision? Do you need to see something new so that you can feel a sense of contentment, purpose, and fulfillment? Can you awaken to your connection to the universe that lies within you so that you may be shown something even better than what you dream about? Your power to imagine what you can co-create is now very strong, and you're being urged to go big and wide with a vision that truly speaks to your whole soul's desire. Let the conscious universe show you what's possible in your relationship that you have not been aware of before. And for the prosperity message, we have enough does not have to be enough. This is the message of Lemurian Court Spirit. Now's the time to dream big. You do not have to humble yourself out of a false sense of humility. The dreaming you do will help you envision something new that will be firmly grounded in personal prosperity. The conscious universe knows many ways to bring a vision to fruition, so think big, dream big, and envision all that you might be and co-create, knowing that abundance belongs to you at all times. That's pretty powerful, and I think that is resonating with the energy I'm picking up on. Uh, Neptune's retrograde in Aries, which began last week, is part of a beautiful, I want to call it a kite, but it is a sextile and trine between Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. And this is part of a global redefinition of home, of a new beginning that was formerly unrecognizable or unseen. It hadn't emerged yet. And your personal growth has opened you up to the possibility of trusting in the universe, which is a reflection of the trust that you now have in yourself, the faith you have in your ability to pursue this individual power that perfectly blends with the global changes that you are a part of. In the present, the star card. Wow, this feels very right. This is a beautiful affirmation of your ability to dream, that you've come to a place in your life where you are realigned with perhaps an earlier vision or sense of purpose you once had. This feels like you have built this vision over a long period of time throughout many journeys. Some of those journeys felt like an abandonment of your vision, of your values, of what you see as possible. But for those Sagittarians I'm speaking to, there was never really any illusion that you were not here on purpose. I think most of you have always felt a sense of purpose, of mission, of sharing gifts that you have for the betterment of others as well as yourself. And it's that as well as yourself part that I think you are now growing into. Of course, sacrifices are required. You've made many along the way. One of the things you've sacrificed is personal comfort and abundance for many of you. Always making the choice to move forward, to explore what is possible on behalf of the larger world, of the collective. And I think you're now internalizing this vision, understanding that you are worthy of protection, of abundance, of comfort, of even prosperity. In the past, the Eight of Wands is describing, rather than speed, I think this is speaking to those Sagittarians who have done the work in a variety of areas. The Jacks and Jills among you of trades, master of none. Many of you may have had a sense of frustration that the many adventures, the many journeys, the many responsibilities you've taken up, the many directions you've pursued have all contributed to this sense of purpose and empowerment that you're experiencing now, rather than, I think for many of you, the sense that you've never really succeeded at something. You've done a lot of things and you've done them well, but for some reason you held back on the sense of ultimate success or longevity in areas when there was always a need or a calling for further exploration, a further query or quest around answers that you needed answered, not just for you again, but for the collective well-being. So there's this frustration built into a life of perhaps many accomplishments, none of which you view as achievements. And this is encouraging you to recognize that those all served a purpose. And this purpose is towards the possibility that you are allowing to emerge from the wealth of gifts that you have. And in the future is the Seven of Wands. So this is a little bit of a backup and goes to the protection of sacred spaces. So this sacred sense of sacred space, a sense of protection that you have, I think this sense of protection may again be new for you. Being a natural maverick, one who feels perfectly comfortable going out there and exploring the world without even a safety net, has countered this more healing experience you're allowing yourself to learn from, in which you cultivate stillness, not being on the go every minute. You cultivate this opportunity to learn from your very many adventures, to evaluate them rather than jetting off to a new one, avoiding longevity or long-term effort by moving on to something that, again, you do well at. You're really understanding that you now cultivated a space to mull over, to learn from, to evaluate your many experiences. And that requires the development of sacred space, stillness, and the insistence of all that, rather than offering help to everyone, being the eternal cheerleader. You recognize that your effort, your gift requires sacred space to exercise it, to grow it, to understand it. And you have learned to give that to yourself, the place where you extract the lessons from the many adventures and opportunities you've explored. Now with the confidence that those had purpose, those fit into a bigger picture, those are contributing to the vision that you now are feeling empowered to work explicitly for, and that encourage you to dream bigger. As you assess these skills you have, you recognize that, oh, I can do more. I can do more than I thought. I'm aspiring to more than the safety of my own home, my own heart, my own core. I've been out there in the big world, and I'm perfectly suitable and capable of building something in that bigger world, but not without protecting my space, my spirit team, my ancestors, my cultural legacy. That's all a part of my ability to dream bigger and to understand the purpose of those dreams. If this reading is resonating for you, Sagittarius, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate your comments, your shares, your gratitudes. Ah, boy, the deck is hot. The Justice card is clarifying the Eight of Wands in the past, and is the Warrior of Swords. The Knight of Swords. For the Star card, we have the Seven of Jades and the Eight of Jades. And for the Seven of Wands in the future, we have the Ten of Jades and the Ten of Staffs. Interesting. I love this empowerment to put yourself in the middle of change, to put yourself at the core, at the heart of what you see as possible in the world and in your life. So in the past, the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Justice card and the Warrior of Swords, or the Knight of Swords. I love that you are able to pull back, step back from your greater understanding of what is fair, what is right, not just for you in your life, your journey towards personal empowerment, individual power, but understanding how that necessarily impacts upon the world and your capacity to participate, intervene in the world in a way that also promotes justice and equality for others. You do this with logic, reason, your vast intelligence, your willingness to teach, to share information and ideas. So this is describing to me a way in which you have shared what you know with others to support their empowerment, the empowerment that you have gained. If you haven't been a professional teacher, you've certainly been a mentor. And you personally understand how important it is to show others how you have achieved what you have, what those conditions have been. It feels as though that's one of the most important lessons, whatever way you've figured out how to navigate your world and the possibilities, the opportunities and responsibilities in the world, you understand and share that with others. One is a rock solid faith in the value of education, in the value of learning. This you see as who you are. I am as I learn. I am as I grow. These are high values to you, and ones in which you have extracted from the many, many journeys that some of you have been on. And given you a sense of the value of each and every one of those experiences. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was frivolous in the past. In the present, the beautiful Star card is clarified by the Seven of Jades and the Eight of Jades. So this is lovely sequence here. You not only have evaluated and understood that you are on your path now, that you've never strayed from your path, despite what looks like your wild, to others as your wild maverick roamings and adventures in the world. You're on the path and you are steadily assessing what works and what doesn't work. Where are you now? What is the status of your life? This has been important in pulling together your purpose and understanding of your purpose and the broader impact it can have on others. But it's also really empowered this idea of the value of work, discipline, effort, improving yourself, improving your skills, understanding that this is all preparation for the opportunity that you're stepping into. You don't even know, many of you, what that opportunity is exactly, but you're working at what is available to you now with the confidence that it is making you available to the opportunity that is destined for you. There's a strong sense that of not only leadership, but that you are actualizing your destiny, the path of purpose that you chose when you came into this life. And in the future, the Seven of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Jades and the Ten of Staffs. So this represents an incredible turnaround from a sense of carrying the world on your shoulder, I believe. Not just the personal responsibilities that you felt might have been inherited through your family system or a codependent sense that you had to care for others, that they needed you, that perhaps prevented you from experiencing your life in ways that you would have liked to, that kept you small in a way or kept you in line with a certain lifestyle that felt inadequate to your desires, to a place of legacy. This is a complete flip from this idea that you were destined to uh, be responsible for those in the world that you understand their need or believe relied on you, to a place of experiencing your past as one of privilege, great privilege. How fortunate you've been to have enjoyed all these adventures, no matter how uh, successfully they turned out, no matter how you may have stepped back before these things really could prosper for you. You now see that you are multi-talented. You can do a lot of things well. You pursued many of the gifts you had. And if they didn't all culminate in some kind of recognized success or value, you're pulling back from feeling that you haven't achieved anything, and rather that you have been exposed and enjoyed and participated in the broader spiritual and cultural life of your community, your home, your country, your heritage. And as a result of that, you understand that you're able to give back. You have a wealth of resources that you can share with others. You realize that your job, if you never take another step forward, is to support others who by showing them how you have generated the abundance on your own terms that they too can generate for themselves. So this is a beautiful legacy, the legacy of knowledge, of skills and resources, and the adequate and appropriate sharing of those with others. Even despite what you've done with those resources, you know that you can empower others in a way that they can come up with their own results, their own prosperity, or their own sense of questing for more answers. But you are about the change that you want to see in the world, and you're actualizing that through your life. And you're protecting the space that allows you to understand the value of what you have achieved. So this is really beautiful energy. I'm going to finish this reading with the Crystal Oracle, and I pulled a bunch. Let me try this again. Okay, I have pulled out the ornament, and the key word is success. I am successful in all that I do. I do think that's the ultimate message here. All that you do can include what you are only now allowing to emerge as a possibility in your life. The biggest dream, the biggest vision you ever dared to dream is yours. So thank you so much, Sagittarius, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.